Karnatakatva is not merely patriotism, not just love of the language or history. It is a very pure emotion that rises above all these but includes all of them. Thus declared the Kannada Kulapurohita or High Priest of Kannada, Sri Alura Venkata Rao. Alura Venkata Rao was born on the 12th of July 1880 in Bijapur to Bhima Rao and Bhagirathi Bai. His ancestors belonged to Hole Alur on the banks of the Malaprabha river in Rona Taluk of Dharwad district. Alura Venkata Rao spent a number of years here and was also engaged in agriculture. Bhima Rao was transferred frequently. Hence, Alur had his primary education in Navalgund, Gadag, Hangal and high school in Dharwad. Venkata Rao completed BA from Ferguson College, Pune in 1903 and LLB from Mumbai in 1905. During his college days, Veer Savarkar was a classmate of Alura Venkata Rao. He revered Lokamanya Tilak, who had a profound influence on the personality of Alura Venkata Rao. Completing his studies in 1905, Alura Venkata Rao began his career as a pleader in Dharwad. It could not attract him for long. His father wanted Venkata Rao to become a great advocate, a judge, or at least a munsif like him in government service. Venkata Rao resigned his job as a pleader within a year in 1906. When Alura Venkata Rao arrived in Dharwad in 1905, there was no idealist visible whom he could emulate. Political movement was zero. The Karnataka Vidyavardhaka Sangha, which had been built in 1890 with intense love of Kannada by Sri Ramachandra Hanumanta Deshpande, was inactive in his absence.
Raha Deshpande 26 ವರ್ಷ ತರುಣರು, ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾವಂತ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ, ಮುಂಬೈ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದವರು. ಅವರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಉಳಿದು ಬೆಳೆದು ಬೆಳಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಕುಲ ಒಂದಾಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘ ಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು 3 ವರ್ಷ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾವರ್ಧಕ ಸಂಘವನ್ನು ಜುಲೈ 20, 1890 ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿದರು.
The state of Dharwad then, in Venkata Rao's own words, were, the moral life of the leaders of Dharwad was abnormal. Darkness covered politics. Literary life was inert. Public life was insipid. None even had the vision of Karnataka. I came to Karnataka at such a juncture. Venkata Rao visited Vijayanagara on the 4th of May, 1905. This historic visit to Hampe changed the very course of his life. Before this, Alura Venkata Rao did not have any idea about Vijayanagara and its history. The entire populace of Karnataka was completely ignorant about its magnificent history. Venkata Rao says thus about his chance visit to Vijayanagara. There was Vijayanagara right before me, huge and spread all over. This vision electrified my mind. Like images which appear in a movie with the power of bulbs on the silver screen, the beautiful picture of Karnataka Devi began to form in my heart. The sea of my heart was disturbed. The awesome power which my heart got on that day has been pushing forward the flood of my life till today. I can never forget that day.
ಆಕಸ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಆನೆಗೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸಮೀಪದಲ್ಲಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಾಳು ಹಂಪೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಾಶ್ಚರ್ಯವಾಯಿತು. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಬೃಹತ್ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಆಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಂಡಾಕ್ಷಣ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ನಾಡನ್ನು ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನಾಗಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ಕನಸನ್ನು ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಸಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ತಮ್ಮ ದೃಢ ನಿಶ್ಚಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಘಟ್ಟ ಇದು.
The concepts of Karnataka and Karnatakatva had not yet taken birth in the collective consciousness of Kannadigas. Visualizing the idol of Karnataka Devi in his heart, Venkata Rao took the Diksha or vow of service to Kannada. In 1907, Venkata Rao brought out a slim monograph entitled Vidyaranya Charite to inspire pride about Karnatakatva. This book, published during times when the art of writing history was unheard of, was strong enough to fill the hearts of Kannadigas with inspiration about Karnatakatva. As a result, hordes of people undertook a tour of Hampe. Venkata Rao and his friends took hundreds of children to see Vijayanagara and Hampe. At the same time, Lord Curzon had undertaken the adventurous task of excavating the remnants of Vijayanagara, buried under 25 to 30 feet of sand. Venkata Rao also undertook several research trips to Vijayanagara. All these efforts bore fruit, and the youth of Karnataka began to think about the concept of Karnatakatva. Several of Alura's friends extended a helping hand in all the works taken up by Alur for the well-being of Karnataka. Narayana Rajapurohita, Shri Kadapa Raghavendra Rao, Shri Mudavidu Krishna Rao, Shri Mudavidu Venkata Rao, Shri Naragundakar Ramarao. Under the leadership of Alura Venkata Rao, this team of Saptarshis or 7 sages dedicated itself to the unification of Karnataka. Geeta Bhavana, built by Alura Venkata Rao in Sadhanakeri of Dharwad, became the Karma Bhumi or workland of Kannada, Karnataka, Karnatakatva. Venkata Rao and his friends engaged in continuous introspection and debate for the improvement of the land and language. They were constantly shaping the form and path of Satvik Horata, benign fight for the land and language. The love of Marathi of the Kannadigas had deeply hurt Alur Venkata Rao. Marathi literature, drama and cinemas had created an emotional vacuum about their language in Kannadigas. Alur had taken a firm decision to awaken Kannadigas. In 1913, Venkata Rao wrote a very small book entitled Kannadigara Brahmanirasana, which means the disillusionment of Kannadigas, in collaboration with Naragundkar Ramarao for high school students. The aim of this book was to awaken love of the language amongst students. In this book, Venkata Rao proved through research that the Karle Kanheri caves in Maharashtra were built by Kannadigas. And attempted to kindle the pride of Kannada in students. This play, which contained dialogues capable of rousing Kannadigas with Marathi hangover, was a very effective tool of developing Karnatakatva. Alura Venkata Rao also worked as a researcher of the history of Kannada language. He began to probe the origin of the grandeur of Karnataka. He visited Beluru, Halebeed, Bankapura, Badami, Pattadakallu, Aihole. He visited some places like Shravana Belagola, Chitradurga. He travelled in bullock carts since motor cars were not available, spending his own money. 12 years of constant, untiring effort resulted in a book entitled Karnataka Gata Vaibhava. Shri Anna Krishna Rao, a great Kannada writer, said in his praise of this book, Alura Venkata Rao's Karnataka Vaibhava is the Sarvasva or quintessence of the Kannadigas. It has inspired several people. It is the book which has inspired me to read and write further in Kannada.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಾಗಬೇಕು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಭಾಷಾ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು, ತನ್ಮೂಲಕ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಲೂರು ವೆಂಕಟರಾಯರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಗುರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಂದರೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧನ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಾದರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಗತವೈಭವ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆದರು. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಹಿರಿಮೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಜಾಗೃತ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇತ್ತು.
The moment he joined the Swadeshi movement in 1905, Alur boycotted foreign clothes and wore simple clothes, remaining a khadi dhari, wearing khadi till his very end. The Swadeshi movement strengthened my already pure moral practices, supported religious feelings, and triggered my creative insights. The Karnataka Vidyavardhaka Sangha was an organization established to achieve the welfare of Karnataka and development of the language. In order to energize its work, Alur took charge in 1905. He organized lectures for awareness about Kannada and reorganized its library. He strived to bring about uniformity in the styles of Kannada spoken in Uttara Karnataka, Mysore, Mangalore, Hyderabad Karnataka, Coorg, etc. Karnataka Vidyavardhaka Sangha, which had the aim of creating awareness about Karnataka, was publishing a paper called Vagbhushana since 1896. The editorship of this paper was given to Alur in 1907. He propounded his concept that Karnataka should be unified through this newspaper for the first time. The unification of Karnataka got the shape of a movement because of Alura Venkata Rao. Kannada Sahitya Parishat has now achieved progress at an all Karnataka level. This was earlier called Karnataka Sahitya Parishat. Alura Venkata Rao was one of those who provided strong inspiration to establish such an organization.
ಆಲೂರು ವೆಂಕಟರಾಯರು, ಕರ್ಪೂರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸರಾಯರು, ರದ್ದು ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸರಾಯರು, ಹುಚ್ಚೇಶ್ವರರು ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯನವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಂಡು ಮೈಸೂರು ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಒಂದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು ಭಾಳ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳ ಹುಲಸು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ತಂದರು. ಆ ಒತ್ತಾಯದ ಪರಿಣಾಮವಾಗಿ 1915ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಪರಿಷತ್ತು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗೊಂಡಿತು.
The Akhila Karnataka Literary Conference was held at Bangalore in 1915. The Parishat began its work at the same time with K. Puttanna Chetty as president and the patronage of the Maharaja. Karnataka Itihasa Samshodhana Mandala was one of the several organizations established by Alur. It is active even today. Researching the glorious history of Karnataka is its main objective.
600 ಸಂವತ್ಸರಿಕ ವರ್ಷ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಆಗಿ 600 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ಸವ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅದು ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಉತ್ಸವ ಆತದು. ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತುಂಬ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊರಗಿನ ಅನೇಕ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಂತಗಳ ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದರು. ಆವಾಗಲೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹತ್ವವನ್ನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಶಾಸನಗಳು ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಂತದಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದವರು. ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರು ದಿಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಉಟಗಮಂಡದಾಗ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಇವು ಕೆ ಎನ್ ದೀಕ್ಷಿತ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದರು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಶಾಸನಗಳ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಆವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀನಾರಾಯಣ ರಾವ್ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಉಟಗಮಂಡದಾಗಿದ್ದರು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ಸಂಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ಈ ಶಾಸನ ಸಂಗ್ರಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಂಬೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದು ಅವು ಆ್ಯನ್ಯುವಲ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ಆವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿದ್ದು ಎಪಿಗ್ರಫಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ದು ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಬಾಂಬೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಶಾಸನ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ಮೂಲಕ ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಗೆ ಅವರು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
Jaya Karnataka was published on the 4th of November 1922 with Alura Venkatarao as editor. It brought to light the multifaceted personality of Alur. Jaya Karnataka featured articles written from all parts of Karnataka. Kuvempu, G.P. Rajaratnam, Dara Bendre and others. Several pictures which depicted various phases of national and regional revolutions, leaders and those that depicted the glory of Karnataka were also published in this newspaper.
ಜಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತೋ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ರಿವ್ಯೂ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರವೀಂದ್ರನಾಥ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗೋರ್ ಅವರು, ಶರತ್ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸ್ ಅವರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಲಾವಿದರು ಕೂಡ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ನಂದಲಾಲ್ ಬೋಸ್ ಮೊದಲಾದವರು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಜಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು.
The movement to oppose the partition of Bengal nurtured Alura Venkatarao's thoughts about the development of Karnataka. Several portions of Karnataka had merged into various kingdoms and provinces. Karnataka was divided under approximately 19 administrations. None of the areas of South India were divided and cut up as much as Karnataka. Along with provincial differences, the influence of other languages on Kannadigas too was significant. Alura Venkatarao has described the position of Karnataka at that time thus. People of one part did not know people from another part. Caste enmity, area enmity, attacks by neighbors. The most dangerous enemy was the negligence of Kannadigas. The chariot of this movement had to be pulled from within all these agonies. Alura Venkatarao has further said, Karnataka